Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Shania. I am a hairstylist and a senior undergrad accounting student. When it comes to building client relationships, it comes naturally for some, and for others you have to, put in a little more effort and work to be able to do so. In this video, I will be giving y'all some tips and tricks on things you can implement into your business that can help you to build better relationships with your clients. Interacting with people is one of the most important aspects of the entire business, because without people you wouldn't be able to make money. One thing that I found very, very important and very positive on my business is that when you are able to build genuine relationships with your clients, you build brand loyalty, meaning that your clients will come back to you on a regular basis. You get free promotion because it's one thing that they like your service, but it's another thing if they feel like they have a genuine connection or relationship with you, because they want to see you, winning, and they want to see your business strive. So they're going to be more willing to tell people about the service that you provided for them. You also are able to make connections and make networking opportunities with people, because you just never know who you're going to end up talking to that maybe in the future may be a benefit to you. And last and most importantly, it just makes your job and being a service provider a lot easier, a lot more enjoyable, because especially for services that take a long time, we are going to be in each other's presence for maybe 4 to sometimes even 8 hours for me. It's like, why not just have conversation and make this time that we're together meaningful and impactful and just filled with a purpose of this interaction. In my 3 years of being a hairstylist, the first thing that I feel like needs to be done when your client enters the room, the building, this is if you're trying to build a relationship or not, to be honest, this is professionalism, but it is to welcome your client into your space. This means that when you come in eye contact with them, or when you come face to face with them, always greet them, say good morning, hey, how are you, welcome to whatever your business name is. Just make sure you make them feel like they are wanted and welcome to be in your space. This is kind of like the icebreaker that just brings a level of comfort to your client. And when your client is more comfortable with you or with where they are, they'll want to talk to you and just, be more at a level of ease. The second tip I have for y'all is to be adaptable. And what I mean by that is that depending on the services that you provide, you may come in contact with a whole bunch of different people, age-wise, gender-wise, ethnicity, race. There's just going to be things about you and the client that are going to be different. So when you are able to be adaptable, what I noticed is that you're able to still have conversation through your differences. One thing that I noticed that I do when we have differences is take interest in what they're interested in. Maybe ask some questions about whatever it is that you ended up learning about them. But with this step, I will say, do not force your clients to talk. Like, you don't want to be invasive and make them feel like keep on asking question after question, and it's kind of like a 21 question type of situation. It's not an actual conversation. A huge tip, and this is like probably the most important tip that I will give you. People like to talk about themselves. Even myself, I'm not gonna put it on on clients, but people like to talk about themselves. So what that means is that you ask questions pertaining to them, not invasive questions though. We don't get into people's business. Let people say what they feel comfortable with saying, but surface level questions like, what do they do, job wise, or hobbies that they do, surface, stuff that's not getting too deep and personal with them unless they choose to do so with you, is a good way to keep the conversation rolling. And then once they say something or spark something, it's like, okay, I'm gonna use this on what they told me to now continue the conversation. So that's what I noticed. And then 9 times out of 10, the conversation will just like funnel, and then you'll just go different routes within the conversation, and you get to learn more about them. So that way you know that the relationship is starting to become more genuine. It's not like you're just having this random talking about what the weather is like and stuff like that. So yeah, having people talk about themselves, another good tip to building relationships with your clients. Tip number 3, I believe, is to be yourself. Like, you don't want to force anything, because people can tell if you're being like forceful, like fake caring and stuff like that. Like, I feel like people can tell that if you just be yourself and just let the conversation flow. Like, if you're not talkative, find other ways that you're able to build relationships. But I will say it is a lot harder if you're not just willing and open-minded to meeting new people. That's life in general. And I'm learning that right now. Whereas though, like, if you really want to meet new people and just, like, you know, build relationships, you have to be willing to get out your comfort. And that comfort may be being the person to start the conversation. That's something I struggle with. Like, I can talk to people and have a conversation rolling, but that initial start with, like, people who, like, aren't my clients, like, it's different from my clients, but, like, out in public and stuff, or, like, just maybe in, like, a event where it's, like, a lot of people, that initial conversation starter is just, it's very hard for me. Get out of our comfort and do things that will be able to better us in the long run. One thing I suggest that you do is to try to figure out, where do you struggle when it comes to interacting with people. Like I said, for me, it's actually starting a conversation sometimes. That's where I struggle at. It may be the fact that you don't know how to keep it going, keep it flowing. Just make it your duty to understand what it is that you need to improve on when it comes to building relationships with your clients. The fourth tip that I have for y'all when building relationships with your clients is to reach out to your client on special occasions and holidays. This just shows them that, you know, you're thinking of them, and it's not just all money. Like, you know, you actually care about holidays such as their birthday. If you know or remember their birthday, reach out, say happy birthday to them. Christmas, depending on, you know, their religious beliefs and stuff, you know, still be courteous of that. Thanksgiving, you could say, you know, happy Thanksgiving. Mother's Day, that's definitely a good one that you could, like, reach out to your clients and just say happy Mother's Day, just to begin to build that relationship. So when it comes to building relationships, now that you have the tips to do so, another thing that I do want to throw in here before I end the video is to still set boundaries within these relationships with your clients. Depending on the circumstance, you don't want to cross the boundaries of client to service provider relationship. Meaning that, of course, not getting too invasive if they aren't opening up to you willingly. You don't want to do that. For example, for me, I have a cutoff time when I stop texting people back, because I don't want people to feel like they could just call me and text me at any time of the day, any time of the night. So my cutoff time is like 8 o'clock, you know, maybe 8:30 on a good day. This allows for my clients and stuff to know, like, don't be calling me at 10 o'clock at night, or don't be texting me 10 o'clock at night and then expecting me to have a whole conversation with you. Now, if I'm not doing nothing, actually no, even when I'm not doing nothing, I still don't respond back, because I need my clients to, you know, respect me and respect the boundaries of me and my life. You know, even though, you know, I really care and love my clients. Like, I have gained a lot of loyal and genuine clients. That's honestly, like, kind of like family in a way, you know, like, we just, you know, chopping it up, just talking and just laughing and stuff like that. And I'm going off on tangent, but that's one thing I do want y'all to do when you are building your relationships with your clients. Make sure you set boundaries and stick to those boundaries, okay? Building relationships is a very fulfilling thing, because especially as a service provider, being a human in general, we was put on this earth and whatnot to build relationships, you know, and just make connections with people and have an impact in people's life, positively, you know, impacts. And I feel like, as being a hairstylist, I know for sure that I've made impact on my clients in a positive way, of course, outside of making them feel, you know, more confident with it, you know, by doing their hair. And that's just why I'm here. I feel like I'm here to be of service to my clients, be of service to people in this world. And being a hairstylist just allows me to do that, you know, even more often. But yeah, I really enjoy being a hairstylist. Like, the clients that I've came across, or, you know, have came in contact with over the years, has just been very, like, I don't know. And this is a little tangent, but it's just so crazy that I became a hairstylist. because I didn't intend for this to happen. You know, this kind of just happened. Kind of just was thrown on me. But I've definitely met a lot of different people. Had some great conversations. Learned a lot. That's another thing you want to do. You know, be willing to learn. Always be willing to learn. So yeah, I learned a lot. Why am I getting emotional? I don't know. But yeah, so I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just been a very fruitful, I guess I feel like that's the best word. A very fruitful job for me being a hairstylist. Like, just building relationships. So yeah, I hope this video has brought you some great value. If it did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and share it with a colleague of yours, and subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notifications so that you know every time I upload a new video. I will see you all in my next video. Peace.